out there tonight.
Well, you stumped me now.
Check out our website, mannimalresearch.com. Thanks to everybody. Hello. How's it going out there tonight, everybody? Glad everybody could make it tonight. Those of you that will be watching us live tonight, and those of you that will come back and watch it later, we appreciate it. And for the fella that gave us a thumbs down before we started, right back at you, buddy. Your support too. Got my buddy here, as always, Mr. Jasper Walls. How's it going tonight, buddy?
It's going, man. I'm hungry and tired and wore out. Hard work day.
That's what happens when you work, man. It's pitiful, ain't it?
Yep.
It's terrible.
What up, everybody? I see all these comments on here now. Really, honey?
Let's get all this normal stuff out of the way we do every week. I want to ask everybody, if you have not done so, hit that subscribe button for us, guys. We sure would appreciate it. We are getting closer and closer to the 1,000. I can't wait till the week that we announce that we hit it, but it just hasn't happened yet. But we are close, a little over 100 still away. But yeah, help us out there, guys. Help us get there. Also, I want to ask, when we are done tonight, if guys head over to mannimalresearch.com. Check out our website. You can report your encounters over there, get some information on becoming a member of Mannimal, getting out and doing your own investigation, stuff like that. Just check us out over there, guys. We sure would appreciate it. And just like everybody else on this earth, we have a Facebook. Check us out, Mannimal Research on Facebook. We would appreciate that, guys, as well.
Oh, hey, you run that name again from our drawing? Put it up there again for us. And
yeah, we still have not heard from Mr. John Longoria. He was the winner of our giveaway last week. We announced it. I actually drew his name live on air, and man, it's bumming me out. We're going to give him a couple more weeks to get in touch with us. So if anybody knows John, I even went on Facebook and looked him up. There's several John Longorias out there. I don't know which one he is. So if anybody knows him, get a hold of him. Tell him he's got some free stuff coming his way, courtesy of Mannimal and the Old Bear and Mr. Daryl Owen also included something in that prize pack.
I figure the best thing is we'll give him a couple more weeks, and if we don't hear nothing back, we'll draw another name if you guys got the names. So if I think that's fair,
yeah,
that'd be easiest.
Yeah. I think that's a good idea. Well, that's what we'll do then. All right. You got anything you want to touch on before we get going?
Not really. Not off the top of my head, I'm so tired right now, man.
All right. For everybody out there, tonight's going to be pretty fun, guys. We here lately, we've been noticing all of the interaction we've been getting from you guys, from our viewers, and it's been awesome, guys. The questions y'all ask, the comments you make, we learn stuff. Us doing this show, it's not like we're experts. We're not claiming to be experts at all, and y'all know how I feel. I don't think that a Bigfoot expert exists. I don't think there are any, but so certainly we're not asking you to come on and ask us questions, because we probably don't have the answer, to be honest. But we learn from you guys too. Y'all make some really good comments, ask some really good questions for our guests. So what we're going to do this week We didn't line a guest up. We do have someone that's going to come on with us, but he's not a guest. We are very, very pleased to announce our new partner. Mannimal Research has taken on a third partner. Up until now, it has been Walls and myself. I am the president of the little company. Walls is the vice president. And now tonight we are going to introduce our chief operations officer.
Right.
This gentleman, do what?
Hang on. I seen something on there. Jennifer Oakes said that she saw Mr. John's comment on Bear's site. So if Jennifer, if you can get a hold of, or if we can get a hold of Bear, ask him about it, see if we can find him, because he might be a local, a normal guy on his site. So see if we can pass it along to him. Maybe something else there to help. So appreciate that, Jennifer, letting us know. I did catch that.
Yeah, appreciate that, Jennifer. But like I was saying, our new chief operations officer is going to be Mr. Daryl Owen. And we're going to bring Daryl on here in just a minute and talk to him a little bit about his background. And guys, this is really, really big for us. Daryl has, right at 30 years of experience in the field, and we're going to let him talk to you. But one thing that has set Mannimal apart from other shows out there is the fact that we do a show like this where we have other researchers come on, and we have eyewitnesses come on and share their encounters. We do that. There's a lot of people that are doing that, but mostly the people that are doing that aren't also getting out in the field and doing their own research. That's where Mannimal is a little bit different. We do our own research, and we put on this show. We run a website, Facebook page. Doing all of that it's become just way too much work. And, I have, coming up on 2 years experience in the field. And if we can add somebody like Daryl with his knowledge of tracking and his field expertise, it's really big for us. So Daryl has come on. He's an official member now. And he's going to be overseeing all of our investigators. And we know we've got about 10 or 12 of them over several states. So, Mannimal's growing. It's what we want to do. But yeah, we're tickled to have Daryl come aboard. And if you're ready, buddy, we'll bring him on, let him talk to us a little bit.
Yeah, bring him on in.
Mr. Daryl Owen, how you doing, buddy?
Good evening, everybody. How are you today?
Doing well. Thank
you very much.
We got to
join Mannimal and hope we can make a good partnership out of this, and we can get some good pictures, and maybe we can go out and get ourselves a real Bigfoot and get ourselves on the map even more.
That's the plans, and we'll get into it in a few minutes, but you and I went out, and your wife was able to join us. We went out for a few hours a couple of days ago, and we went to one of our hot spots. And right off the bat, it was hot and heavy, and we got something pretty big to share with you guys tonight.
We're gonna bring it on tonight.
Yeah, I'm gonna show. I got pictures of it, and I've got it right here beside me. You want to talk a little bit about it, Daryl? Let's start out by doing that.
Well, when we went out, we went out to your spot. There's a lot going on. Talk about a Bigfoot researcher. You don't realize the gravity of how much work really goes into being a researcher. People think it's just walking around in the forest looking for something, a monster or whatever you want to call it. There's a lot more to it when you're in the field. I mean, you have to analyze a footprint. You have to keep your eyes in the trees. You got to keep your eyes on the horizon. You got to watch for other animals. You got to watch for danger. You got to watch for things around you. You have to watch your partners that you're with. Make sure you don't get bit by snakes. I mean, there is a lot of work that goes into Bigfoot researching. People don't believe that you just don't go out in the forest and walk around and go, this is what it is. There's a lot of work that goes into this. I've been doing this for 27 years. when I met my wife, Kelly, we gradually, we were doing the paranormal thing there for a long time, which we're going to continue to do that. I'm not going to just do Bigfoot research. We are going to do paranormal again. And, you know, a long time ago, we were doing paranormal. We really got hot and heavy into it. We were really, you know, catching the orbs, and we actually saw a headless figure one time. We took pictures of it. We have a video of it. You know, we did a lot of paranormal research. But in the background, I've always been the Bigfoot guy. When I was in California, I actually built a huge network of people out there that would report to me and say, "Look, we saw something or we heard something." We'd go out and we'd do the investigation. My wife and I, Kelly and I, when I say Kelly, so you'll know who she is. When Kelly and I used to go out, we actually would go to a certain spot, and we'd always end up with something. We always end up with a footprint. We actually, at one point in time, we actually saw a print that was extremely large. We did cast it, but we always had good luck in the same spot. Now, a lot of times, Bigfoot researchers and Bigfoot reports and things like that, they come from people outside of the area. You know, somebody will see something in one area, somebody will see something in another area. You know, we need boots on the ground to be able to talk to these people. And we need people that are comfortable with talking with people. And that's, I think, the goal of Mannimal. I have not met all the investigators, but I would like to. I'd like to try to have a where the investigators are comfortable talking about their research and their comfortable part of it, of talking to somebody. Because if the person that you're just doing the report is comfortable with you, they're willing to talk. You guys know as well as I do, and this has happened to me several times. I've been really ridiculed to death. I've been called a liar, a hoaxer. Mm-hmm. I've been called, you know, I've cheated, or I've made my own prints. I've had all that happen to me. You know what? It doesn't bother me. It really doesn't. It's water off the duck's back. The thing about it is that, you know, I always tell people, look, if you don't want to believe what is really happening, why don't you go out in the field with me? I'll show you what we do. Mm-hmm. You know, and my door's always open. I have nothing to hide. I'm not afraid of anything. You know, so the thing about it is that I want to be able to communicate with people and say, look, well, he's laughing over there. You know,
I'm reading comments. Sorry, Daryl.
That's all right, sir. You know, communicate with people, and that's where I want to put my part into this. You guys, to me, are the experts in this show. I don't know. I couldn't tell you how to run the show. I couldn't tell you how to do this. I am not an expert in the field. Okay, I've done tracking for 20 some odd years. My wife is an extreme tracker. She can pick apart a bear print, deer print. She's good at it. So I'm the kind of guy that'll walk up and say, well, this looks like it has 5 toes, and she'll say, well, that's a bear print. So we complement each other. I'm the Bigfoot guy. She's the bear lady. She can take apart the prints. But I will tell you, and Wayne, you were there this weekend that we went out, and I'll let you tell them. But I will tell you, while we're out this weekend, I thought I saw something, and I'm not going to say it was a Bigfoot. I'm not going to say it was something. It was bipedal. It could have been a human. It was far away, and as you can see, I wear glasses. I did not have my glasses on. And I did get out of the truck and went down into the field and watched it walk away. Now, nobody else saw it, so, you know, speculation is, well, that could have been a tree or a deer or a back of a bear or something. But I will tell you, I saw something bipedal walking away from me into the forest, and it was brown in color. Well, not a half a mile from there is houses from there. So my assumption is it's probably either human. If it isn't human, but the house that we passed that was probably less than half a mile from that position has a great big old Bigfoot, probably a 9-foot tall Bigfoot on his porch. that kind of tells you that man or those residents are out there, have seen him and believe in him.
I've been waiting for the perfect time to catch that man outside every time I drive by there so I can talk to him, and it just hasn't happened yet.
I'm going to knock on his door. I'm just going to knock on his door.
That was okay. Like you might have to grow a set and just go ahead and knock on the door.
I'm not afraid to knock.
That's a part of the area back there where it's not advised to knock on the door, but
it's gorgeous back there. I mean, yeah. I'm willing to knock on the door. I can, you know, when we stopped up there and I got out, you know, but once we got down into the place that we were supposed to be, we took off. You know that we got out of the trucks, got out of the cars, put our gear on, and started walking. And we probably went a quarter of a mile, maybe half a mile into the forest. Mm-hmm. And we under logs, over logs, through trees, finally found a game trail. And Kelly went under a branch, and we're all looking at our feet, including myself, and in which I don't always do. But we all walked by a branch and turned around and just happened to see something glimmering in the sun. And I'll let Wayne tell you about that because he's gonna show you. But I had a really good time this weekend going out with you guys, and I want to do some more of that. I'd like to get out and do more. I'd like to do some night times.
We got that stuff coming up, buddy. There's gonna be enough of it. Trust me.
Yeah, and I know the weather's cold. I'm not a Tennessee native, so right now I'm freezing my buns off, and I'm in my house. So but when I was out there, I was pretty warm. I took my my coat off and stuff. But we've been doing this a long time, and it's nice to be able to combine all of us together. This is a hospitality kind of thing for me because I share my thoughts and my experience with you guys. You guys share your thoughts and your experiences with me, and we can just come together and we can be one big happy family. And that's my position. That's where I want to be with Mannimal. I want to be part of a family. I want to be part of the family group. I don't have any quarrels with anybody. I'm very opinionated, if that's the right word. I will tell you if something doesn't look right or if what I think it is. I won't degrade you. And Wayne, you know that. I've been talking to you for probably about 8 months. And I've shown you things that I shouldn't have shown people, and I've shared my experiences with you, and I've given you my opinion on pictures. Mm-hmm. So I'm that's the kind of person I am. I don't hold back. I'm kind of a raw kind of guy. I'm too old to take bull crap anymore. But we all have a job, and maybe to you guys it's a hobby. For me, bigfooting is a job. I take it very seriously when I go out in the field. So, that's how I want to be with Mannimal.
Hey, Wayne, probably all of us could probably answer this. Jennifer asked a pretty good question, or asked a question about something. Said, would you guys can brief folks, say like her, as what to look for, parts, more likely areas to go to be maybe part, Mannimal. Well, Jennifer, what basically you look for and you guys correct me if I'm wrong, or correct me up, back me up, or something. You look for something out of the abnormal, something that should not be there, shouldn't be, that that a bear, a cougar, wolves, hounds, fox, whatever animal in that area, that if it ain't something that should be there and it's something that's looks really out of there, that's what you're going to look for. You're going to look for stuff like that. You're going to look for most of the people say that you'll smell something sometimes. Areas will be more wooded area, I would say. I'd be prone to more wooded areas, probably maybe close to, if they know there's an area where they can get fed, possible on the other side of the mountain. things like that.
Well, it says she's on the coast of California, and if I'm reading her comment right, she's wanting to get some information on maybe becoming a part of Mannimal.
Where is she?
I got that too. Well, Daryl could help her with the California side if she's.
Where is she in California?
Yeah, Jennifer, if you don't mind, tell us where you're at in California.
And if you want to be part of the Mannimal, ma'am, you're more than welcome. Go to our website, mannimalresearch.com. It puts there, it says join be a member.
And this is where Daryl is going to come in. Daryl will be the one that reaches out to Jennifer if she's interested. And they will be the one to talk. He would be the one to answer those kind of questions like she's asking. They would communicate one-on-one, and she could just get a feel of it and see if it's something that she might be interested in. That's why Daryl is going to be so useful to us. He has, you see that, Daryl? She's from Morro Bay.
Morro Bay, is that what we saying that right?
So she's down south. She's down San Francisco. Let's see, she's down around Monterey Bay area, somewhere down around there, if I'm correct.
San Luis,
Obispo County.
Yep, she good. Yep. So there's a lot of spots down there now. I don't know what you guys are reading because all I have is the screen up. So I don't know what we're reading here, but Jennifer,
Okay.
if you go down to if you've ever been to the museum, the Bigfoot Museum in Santa Clara, there is a little Bigfoot museum down there. Matter of fact, it's the same museum that they had in Harry and the Hendersons. So that museum is down there. All along the Santa Clara border down there are the redwood forests down there along the Santa Clara area. That has got Bigfoot in it down there. At one point in time, they actually saw a gentleman recorded an actual live gorilla in that forest. But there are Bigfoot reports all along the coast down there from that area. If I could get Wayne to put my email up at the end of the show, you're more than welcome to write me, and I can give you all of the hot spots along that area. Now, becoming a member, if you want to become a member, please follow their instructions of how to become a member, and then I can give you the hot spots of where to go in California. I know all of them, so, and there are a lot of them down your way.
Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, that's what we're looking to do. Daryl is going to be over like the introducing the new people to the group, to doing exactly what he just offered to her, getting her in the right areas to be successful, since he's in that area, and just talking to Jennifer and getting a feel if it's something that she really wants to do. And also, I think Daryl would agree, and I think Walls would agree, the most important thing really would be for her not to go out there by herself.
Never.
She needs somebody to go out there with her. There's safety in numbers. We don't want any of our people going out by themselves. I mean, that's first and foremost. I mean, would you agree, Daryl?
I agree. I've gone out one time. I've gone out one time in my 27 years of doing research, and it was about 3 or 4 years ago, and it was on New Year's Eve. I went out to cast a thing called a dino print, which I call a dino print. And I went out by myself and I casted it. And while I was out there was something out there beating a tree, probably 50 yards from me. And I was pretty frightened because I usually don't go out by myself. And usually I don't ever go armed. I never carry a gun with me. Now, this last weekend, I did carry a gun with me because I am not familiar with this area. I am familiar with the California area and the wildlife and things like that, but I didn't have a gun with me at that time, and it actually scared me bad enough where I broke the cast to get it out of the ground so I could get out of there. So, and I posted that not too long back, probably in Facebook, or about a year ago in Facebook. I'll see if I can find the video of it, and I'll put it on the Mannimal Research area, the website. Okay. All right.
Yeah, very cool. Very cool.
Jennifer, I can help you out as much as I can. So I'll go through Wayne. We'll put my email up, and whatever Mannimal wants to do with me, then I will be more than happy to help you. Okay.
Yeah, we'll be adding Daryl to our website too. He's on there right now as an honorary member. That was when he was back in California and running his other group. But I don't guess you mentioned it, Daryl. How long you been in Tennessee now, Daryl? A little over a month.
Probably 40 days, something like that.
Yeah, Daryl moved from California to here in Tennessee just very, very recently. So it's all new to him. But yeah, Jennifer, that's great. I'm glad you asked that question because that's something that we do want to stress to people. Go to our website, mannimalresearch.com. If you are interested, my email is on there, Walls is on there, and Daryl's will be coming soon. You can email any of us about anything, and we will get you to the person that you need to talk to. Well, anyway, we kind of got off topic a little bit. Daryl was talking about our trip out a few days ago. He did a good job describing what was going on. We were half a mile back in there following a pretty little creek. It's a beautiful area. We get back there. We find us a nice game trail, and we're walking down it, and Miss Kelly was ahead. She was leading. She goes through first, and then Daryl was behind her, and then I'm bringing up the rear. And we stop for some reason to talk. And when we do, Daryl turns around to talk to me, and I notice his eyes going up, and he's looking at something, and I'm like, what are you looking at? And he said, did you see that? Did y'all see that? And I turned around and looked up, and this, I'm hoping that you guys can see it. This was hanging from the tree.
You got Daryl's picture, right?
Above my head. I'm going to bring this other one up. You guys can't see it that well.
I can see it right in the middle. If you guys look at the
right
big
in the middle of the picture, there is a clump of matted up hair.
Oh, dang, man. You should have sent that to me earlier. I could have circled it for you from my phone. But
well, I could have too. I should have.
You can see it right in the middle. There's the.
Now that's a good picture.
There's the collection that we took. Right, there's a closer shot of it, but there's this clump of brown and gray, brown hair with a few strands of gray. Now, Daryl and I took a single strand out. We were careful, to collect the sample and everything. We didn't touch it, but there was this one strand that we had out, and it measured 14 inches. That strand did. And also, he got his tape measure out. And after we collected the sample, we saw that tree limb that it was hanging on. We measured it, and that limb is 7.5 feet off the ground. I'm 6 foot tall, and that's why we got me there as kind of an indicator. I'm 6 foot even, and you can see a small limb coming off. It's just above my head, about 1.5 feet above my head right there. And that was the limb that this clump of hair was hanging from. Now, guys, tell me what has 14-inch long hair that's walking through the woods that's 7.5 feet tall to get it snagged on a limb and pull it out and leave it hanging there. There's not a lot out there that it could be, guys.
No, and in that picture, those are good pictures because when that sun's gleaming out there, I see it. I don't know if anybody else can see it. You can see how part of it actually blends in so easy to the background.
Blends in with the background. And I mean, guys, can't you understand why it's so hard to see these things out there? If you can't see that clump of hair in that picture, Daryl, I wish we would have taken something like one of our backpacks and held it up behind the hair and took a picture.
Yeah.
So, hindsight 2020, you always think of stuff when you're gone.
But
that's what we should have done.
They actually sent it to me, guys, and I actually looked at it and went through my head with everything just like they did before they ever said anything to it. Okay, I've seen bear up close. That's not long enough to be. That's too long. It's too thin. It's like almost like a long-headed person. That's regular hair. Bear does not have that. Deer does not have that. They have hair. They have fur, basically. We don't have grizzlies over here. If we do, they're rare, if there is any. our black bears don't get no 8 foot tall. They're probably, I think, around 6 to 6.5. I think close to 7. I think if they stand upright. I'd have to check that with bear den and see about that. But I couldn't debunk it, and I tried my dangest to try to figure out, okay, what kind of animal is this? What could this be? I can't find it. I can't figure it out. There's nothing. I don't see nothing else. Not even if you're riding the horses. And back there's not going to be nobody riding no horses back there because the trail is.
And we would have seen. I was going to say, Crave Dog mentioned said Bigfoot or a horse, and I was going to address that. Horse could see from a mane, but not 7.5 feet, I wouldn't think. And there's no way of getting a horse back there. And we would have seen horseshoe prints on the ground, and we've never seen anything like that back there.
You would have had to scat somewhere with a horse.
Yeah, you also have to remember. You have to remember also, 15 to 20 feet from the hare, where the hare was at, there were territorial marker branches that were broken, that were between 9 and 12 feet high in the trees. Those 4 consecutive branches were broken.
Yeah, we didn't even talk about that yet. And what about the ground stick?
I'm sorry, I blew that one for you. I'm sorry.
No, I'm glad you did. I forgot about it.
But those branches that were way far up there that we could not even touch were broken off. I mean, those are considered territorial markers there. When you find territorial markers, you don't enter that. I mean, when a Bigfoot breaks a tree and marks his territory, you don't enter that area. If you do, something's going to happen. And you also have to remember, just prior to those broken branches, after we collected the hare, if you remember correctly, Kelly said she heard a growl.
Yeah, I remember that.
And also, don't forget that you had that hair, that clump of hair also had that smell that everybody's actually talked about.
That's that was going to be my next thing. We've got this hair in a small thing of Tupperware. You know, we collected it in a thing of Tupperware. And Daryl, because that's one thing Kelly asked Daryl, does it stink? He smelt it and he said, yeah, I smell a little bit. I couldn't really smell anything. She couldn't smell anything. But it's been sitting in this Tupperware. And guys, I'm telling you, if you crack it open and you sniff, that hair stinks.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it stinks. It smells like a cross between wet dog and sewer. That's exactly what it smells like to me. It smells like sewage and wet dog combined. I mean, and everybody talks about how much they stink. And that's what I was telling Daryl while we were out there. That's the one thing I've never encountered was a smell. I mean, I have now. I think I know what they smell like now because of what this hair smells like. And someone asked, are we getting it analyzed? I'm in talks with, and I hadn't told you either of you guys about this yet because it's new. I'm in talks with a good friend of mine that asked me to keep it quiet, but I will be sending some of this to him to get it analyzed, yes.
Yeah, that's one thing I've been worried about with this. Because of, with Daryl's experience already with his gag orders, I don't want it to get to the wrong people. And I told him that, Wayne, or Daryl, I said, we got to make sure we can trust people because I don't want it to come around and backfire on us. And then you get the knock on the door. Right. I know we've already had our runs in with the military, sort of.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean they don't know us already from that first encounter we did with. So,
yeah, and like you said, Daryl is no stranger to the suppression orders. You've shown me a couple of them, and they're real people. People do get them. They really do.
And I'm
glad we haven't been faced with anything like that yet.
That pretty much tells me. I don't care if anybody else wants to disagree. If you want to disagree, that's fine. Your opinion is your opinion. The government knows about these things. This just makes it more that these things have got to be real somewhere, somehow. You've got law against it, protecting them. You've got government stopping people. You got people. Why would the government need to put a gag order on somebody? Just because, it may scare the public. Okay, the pandemic scared more people than anything. Just saying. Just putting that out there.
No, you know why they don't. You know why they don't want you to find one, right? Because what would happen? It would shut down the forestry. It would take away jobs. It would eliminate people from building homes because you can't build homes out of plastic.
Yeah.
I mean, there is such an environmental thing going on there. You know, that's just one of those things where if they would do that, they would close everything down. You'd have every mad hunter in the world out there shooting each other. Look, that's a Bigfoot. Boom. Oh, now we got another dead hunter.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you get the guys knocking on your door that telling you, you do this, keep doing this, you're in a lot of trouble. You know?
Yeah.
You know, when we left California, our main reason for California, well, was, you know, a lot of reasons there, but my main reason is because I thought Mannimal Research would be a better place for me. And I have my own website. I have my own team. I have a team member sitting out there, but I thought that Wayne and Mr. Walls over there, I've talking to Wayne for several months, and we chose Cleveland to be part of Mannimal.
I'm glad you did. I'm glad you did.
We had several homes that we were going to look at, you know, but when you start talking about hair and you start talking about sending it off, or you talk about you don't just send it off to anybody, because you got to really trust somebody. Number one, you're never going to get it back. Number two, if you do get letters, who you don't even know where this stuff is going to go. It's like I just posted on the web or on the Facebook the other day. You know, you send stuff off. Oop, we lost it. You know, we can't find it. We don't know where it went. That happened. That happens all the time. So you have to be careful who you trust. You know, and if you know people on the inside, have them do this. Have them do the analysis. But I will tell you, I'll guarantee 99.9% of the time, they're not going to put their name on it. They're not going to stamp it, and they're going to tell you, please don't go public with it. And Wayne, you just said it a second ago. You're going to send it to a friend of yours who doesn't want to be known. You see what I mean?
He told me I couldn't tell the person that it's going to. I can't release who it is. This is a guy that I'll just say he's been on our show. He's a close friend, and he's got connections, and he's going to send it. But I'm not going to send him all of it.
Oh no! Don't. Couple of strands. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wouldn't even. Never mind.
Well, we got about 22 minutes left, and I think we need to give the people what they came for. Mr. Walls there. We've been talking about Walls was going to revisit his encounter. Walls might be the very first, or probably the only person alive on this planet right now that knows what it feels like to caress a Bigfoot's butt. Would you like to tell the people how that come about, sir?
Yeah. Well, this was pretty much, guys, was back probably when my two boys are 20 something now. Probably around there was about 8 or 7. So I was a little younger too. And we went camping all the time. Over near the area, I'll text Salem. I know where the area is at. It's over near Marion County. And we always went camping on the weekend because I still drove a truck. That's when I was driving long haul. Drove a truck, had our Bronco, got a Bronco for us to go mudding, camping, and everything else. So we decided to go camping, catfishing this one weekend. Got over there, got set up in a little spot. Actually, it's off in as they call in the South, it's off in a holler. Nice little camp spot. Got over there and had a little small tent, it's about a 4-man tent, which is just me and the boys. Got our fishing done. Was doing our fishing, and the boys were getting tired and everything else, so we were hunkered down for the night. Got everything set up, got already cooked, got their bellies full. And it was probably I know we were still up around. We probably was going to bed around about 1:30. We were still catfishing. We got in the tent. My youngest one was pretty much already passed out. He pretty much he was worn out. My oldest one was sitting there, and we was laying there, and I was just chilling. And I was mentioning her mom, my ex at the time, or my ex now, and telling her, hey, we're going to bed. We'll see you in the morning. And well, the next thing I hear a few things rattling around, but got them in. We have a train that comes through. We have the water's right there. We've got enough for raccoons, anything. There's hunting area right there for coon hunting. There's deer. So I hear a few things. I'm thinking that's nothing. It's just possums, raccoons coming down. We get, there's food sitting outside. We have a couple of fish that were out there that we cut the heads off, put them over there where, keep anything away from us. We're sitting there. I'm laying there. My son wakes up, my oldest one, and saying, Dad, I need to go use the bathroom. I said, all right, well, I go out there, son, and just leave the door open. I'm right here. And next thing he hears is a loud snap. Looks like a tree. I guess somebody stepping on a limb. And he goes, his answer was, Dad, what was that? I said, it's nothing. It's just nothing. We'll go out there with me. So we hear something get closer, and he can't really make it. We're thinking, he's like, I'm not going out there. And I said, well, just be still, and we'll see if it goes away, and then we'll go out there. So he's sitting there. He actually falls back asleep, then wakes back up and saying, I got to use the bathroom. So I get him to go out there. He goes to use the bathroom, comes back in, and lays back down. And I'm laying basically on my belly, laying like this. I don't know if anybody can see this, like this. And my hands are up against the back wall of the tent. And I'm laying there, and my son's still awake. We're just whispering, talking. And we keep hearing the movement around. And he goes, what do you think that is? I said, it's probably a big old coon out there. It's probably coming to get the Davy cakes we got outside. So we're laying there. Next thing I know, I feel something just lay down or sit right near my arms. I mean, basically right on top of my arm right here. And I'm like, what is that? My son's like, Dad, what is that? I said, I don't know. I said, I'm not going to move. I said, reach up, back pocket, grab my knife. He's like, okay. I said, but do it slowly. I don't want, if this is a wild animal, I don't want it freaking out and start ripping the dang tent up. He's like, okay. So he's kind of freaking out. And I was like, just stay calm, be collect. It's okay. He gets my knife. I said, put it in my right hand, set it up here. So I ease my hand out. I put my knife right here, right in the front where my arm is at. I pull my arms out from under this thing. It doesn't move. It's not making noises. It's not grunting, no nothing. So I'm laying there, and as I'm laying there, I go up with left hand, and I'm actually basically with this hand, I'm rubbing across. Well, I guess you'd say I'm rubbing his butt, rubbing the cross backside here, and trying to feel what this could be, just really slowly, just basically trying to feel if I can feel the hair, what type of hair it is. Well, I'm like, okay, this thing is not moving. I'm thinking, okay, it's not going to be a bear. Bear's going to, if I'm touching, a bear's probably going to feel that. He's going to turn around and start try to rip the tent apart. I'm like, okay, it's not a wild boar, because a boar would be grunting and snorting around. Nothing. And I'm like, okay, a deer should be spooked if something touches it. It should be gone. This thing is just sitting calmly on the tent. So the next thing I do is I keep my hand here. I'm like, okay. And my son's like, he said, what are you going to do? I said, I'm going to try to I'm going to try to push this thing up and see if it will move and go. Give it a little force. Well, then I put both my hands just like this, literally just like this. I'm still laying on my belly. My thumb's right here. I'm underneath this, whatever this is. So I push a little bit, Nothing. I push a little harder. Nothing. I'm like, okay, this thing is not moving. I'm not going out there. I don't know what to do. So I take my knife. I take the corner of it. Take a pin in your butt. You're gonna jump. So I figured take the point of it, maybe to jump. Barely touch the point. Nothing. Does not move. So I'm like, okay. So I try it again. I push. As you picture, I'm caressing something here, which is it. It's got to be some kind of rear end. So my son's in there. He's starting to get panicked. He's there. What are we gonna do? I said, it's okay. We're gonna be fine. In my mind, I'm going like, well, what are we gonna do? I have no clue. I wake up the young one. I'm like, hey, there's something over here on the tent. Be quiet. And he's like, yeah, Dad, okay, whatever, and he's going back to sleep. Well, to explain the most of it is my son being in fear. I'm got my fear, but I also got my protectiveness going, and my defense going, okay, what am I going to do? We can't run out the dent. He's right by here. The Bronco's right there. We would never have time to get in it. So I'm sitting here like, okay, I'm going to chill. I'm laying down. My head's still here. I lay my hands down and put it up under it so I can still feel where I know. That way I know where this thing is at all times. Well, then, as our fears were there in the protection, my son actually dozes off. I feel calmness come over and doze off. We doze off and go to sleep. Well, next morning, my youngest one's outside. He's fishing. We wake up and I wake up DJ, or DJ's my oldest one. I said, you all right? He said, yeah. Well, nothing's here. I said, the tent's, there's nothing here. Well, what was that? I said, I don't know. So we went outside. We go outside. We walk around. We don't see no prints. We don't see nothing. I go to the spot where this is supposed to be sitting, and you can see from the tent side, you can see around, almost like, I guess you'd call it a pumpkin butt. Say you can see an outline of something was sitting right there. No footprints. And I'm like, okay, something was sitting there. The ground is smashed down. It's smooth. You got a butt print, something right here. And my son's like, yeah, there's a butt print there, Daddy. What are we gonna do? I didn't take no pictures because at that time I was like, I believed in Bigfoot, believed in those things, but I was like, I'm not telling nobody about this. I said, we'll just keep this to ourselves because they'll think we're crazy and they'll throw us in Valley. I said, just keep it to ourselves. All right. So whole time, that's basically what we've done.
Now, Walls, did you say that you could feel hair when you were?
From my memory, you could feel the texture. I mean, you got to think, if you put your hand and take your hand on the outside, like take one outside, one on, you got a tent between it. You're going to feel that texture of the tent, but you can feel the hair of the body, something that was there. The hair felt more rough, muddy, matty kind of way. It was rough because you could hear it scraping against, rubbing against the tent when you move. So it was kind of matted up in a way. With that area, it was muddy area. It was pretty muddy where the lake is at. But yeah, you could feel the texture of the body and the hair, how smooth. Because that's why I was like, a deer has fur and it's smooth. Even if it's getting mud, it's still going to be smooth. A bear is more, well, it's like more fluffier in a way. A wild boar could be close to that feelness, but as I said, if it was a wild boar, you're going to hear it snorting. It's going to be rooting around where the roots are at. And if something touches it, more than likely, it's going to turn around and start trying to do something with the tusk, if it has tusks. There's wild boars there, but I don't see a wild boar coming and laying up on a tent and going, I'm going to sit right here. I don't care if he's poking me in the butt. I'm not going to do nothing. I just don't see it.
Yeah, just like Mr. Crave Dog right here says, Jasper, man, you got nerves of steel. And I've said it before on this program, and I'll say it again in the future. I'll say it right now. Walls, he's got the biggest set of anybody on our team that I know of. I mean, dude is, I don't know if it's borderline crazy or just dumb, but he will go anywhere. He'll do anything. He's game for anything. Yeah, I mean, he's the man. He's brave. I will give him that. If there's one thing that you bring to the table that I certainly don't, it's that you're fearless, and I respect that.
I appreciate that. I mean, I appreciate it. I don't. At that time, I don't think it was more. I don't think it was a nerves of steel. I think it was more of the father and the
And
protection.
a lot of people will ask me being one of them. How did you fall asleep?
That's probably $1 million question, man, because I remember it was just something that just came over me and him, and it was just something. Hey, it was a calmness, like a peaceful calmness. And with all, since the things we've had now and people coming out saying that they have telepathy and able to make you feel something, just like that night we got ran off from the camp thing. We had that crazy feeling, and it could have been that at that time, and I didn't know it. That's the only connection that I can come up with, is since we've had those and matched it with that, going, okay, well, now it had to be it going. Him, if it was the Bigfoot, he was going, hey, look, I'm here to protect you. I'm here to calm you. Don't worry, I'm not going to kill you, eat you, whatever.
Jennifer saying wildlife has fur, Phil, whereas you felt hair, right? You're saying that you distinguish between the two. You felt hair.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. That's why I was like, because the difference of deer and everything, you got fur and you got the hair. It's almost like having dog hair. I guess you'd put it that way. And people go to say it could be a dog man. I don't think it'd been a dog man, because they're supposed to be more aggressive. So
now ask Daryl. Daryl, I want to get your opinion on this, because Walls has brought this question up more than a couple times with me when talking about his encounter, and other people have brought it up too, being as where, I mean, do you think it's possible that if this was a Bigfoot that sat on his tent, that it was protecting him from something? Do you think that's a possibility?
It could be. I mean,
or are we giving these things too much credit?
No. I've listened to your show quite a bit, and I'm on the opposite of you guys. I don't believe Bigfoot's going to hurt anybody. I don't think Bigfoot's going to tear your arms off and beat you like a Wookiee, anything like that. I think Bigfoot is just as much afraid of you as you are of them. I think they're curious, and maybe that when he or the Bigfoot leaned against the tent, you copped a feel. They know the difference what a hand feels like. They weren't frightened. They just moved away. Somebody's awake in the tent. We got to move. I don't believe that Bigfoots are going to hurt people. I think they're curious of us, just like we're curious of them. So if you got a good feel of somebody's fanny, and it's a fanny, I think you got some bravery that I don't have. So I don't believe that Bigfoot's going to hurt anybody.
That's as I was telling him, is with our last camp out, we had some strange things go on, and I told him, I said, what if Bigfoot was warning us, telling us, was telling us to leave? And the place that this is at, I actually have looked on the maps and the GPS, and like I said, I can make a diamond shape of the areas where we've been, of the spot my encounter, our men Wayne's encounter, to the other encounter, where they had the laughing hyena thing, and then I can. It's just diamond. It's just a diamond shape. I mean, it's just that way.
Nice, Randy. You win the question of the statement of the night award, Randy. Well done, sir.
And I also went back. We did go back. Probably it's probably maybe a month later, which was coon season. And
Speaking of coons, I thought that was a raccoon over your shoulder, Daryl.
Oh, the guy behind him.
Yeah, that's my baby.
So I went back and my buddy, I said, dude, let's go take the dogs and go down this area down the south side there. And he's like, okay, let's go. Because you can actually walk around the lakeside backside there. There's it's a game trailer right through there, but you can walk around the backside of the mountain to the other side of the low holler there where the lake ends. So we ran the dogs out there. The dogs hit on some things, which they hit on possums and they hit on raccoons like they're trained to. But they did have something that, they took off. I think they went about almost 300 yards and then turned around and came back. But never, we didn't get a coon that night except for further up. But, yeah, I took them back just to see if, something, if they caught something. But we never – if I knew things now, back then, I probably would have found maybe a footprint, something. Go all around through there back in the way because it is wooded area back through there and it goes on the backside of the mountains. So he's plenty area to hide. Tree break, I would have never known it.
And that area, if you look at it on a map, I mean, it's connected to the Blue Ridge Mountains and, all the other places that we've gone in North Georgia. All that area is connected by mountain. Mm-hmm. And we've all heard how far these things that people say, how far they can travel. We might have been dealing with the same ones, in different areas. We don't know.
And, with Ben now, since we've possibly had encounters with possibly a dogman in the areas, what if he wasn't there protected? Because it was only our camps that there. Usually it's 3 campers. People camp there, but it was just us that night. And what if he wasn't? He could have been chilling out, protecting. I mean, I think they're there somehow to do it. And like I said, we fell asleep. I mean, something came over us, and it was like you having surgery and you went down, and they gave you anesthesia. That 3 count, and you just calm and went out. I
wanted to come back to this question. The gentleman or lady, I'm not sure, asked while you were going through your encounter. I didn't want to interrupt you, but Daryl, I want to ask you, did you notice anything?
No. I will tell you there was one bird nest that I pointed out to you, which was way over there. It was a big bird nest. It was an abandoned bird nest. But there was nothing above us. There was nothing around us. There was no bird nest. The only thing, like I said, there was those one broken branches that were real high up in the trees just prior to where we found the hare. But there were no bird nests. That's the one thing that we did look for was bird nests, because I know birds collect hair. They collect anything they can weave in and out of nests to stabilize them, mud, things like that. But there was no nests.
I think that Facebook user had something out there about where one witness wakes up and the other one sleep right through, which that's true. My youngest one did sleep right through all that. He don't believe. My oldest one, he kind of iffy on it. Me, I grabbed the Bigfoot's butt. Plain simple.
I know we've joked about it, but we need to just, pull the trigger and have some T-shirts made up. I grabbed Bigfoot's butt. Live to tell about it.
I got big butts and I cannot lie.
And maybe get to run into it later, and it might say, "Hey, you want another fill?" I'd be gladly, buddy. Come here. You can grab my butt now.
Hey, you remember me?
Remember the finger?
Too far, buddy. Too far.
Oh,
All right, guys. It's been about an hour.
I hope y'all guys enjoyed that encounter. I mean, it's one of the crazy ones I've had. I guess you would call it an encounter in the battlefield with the screaming woman, basically, and never got to see it. But
that's somewhere we need to take Daryl, because Daryl and Kelly, like he was talking, Kelly is big into the paranormal, and Daryl did touch on adding paranormal, and that's something that we haven't announced yet, but we are going to start doing some paranormal investigations, and Kelly, I believe Kelly has agreed to help us with those. So Daryl's wife's gonna get involved with Mannimal as well, and kind of help us with our paranormal side. But yeah, the battlefield is we need to take them there one time, because there's crazy stuff that goes on out there from what I hear.
Yeah, I've done it both ways. I've done it during the daytime, with other people out there, and mostly during dusk. And then I've been out there at 3 a.m., as they call their witching hour. Done it that way. I've had a horse neigh, I've seen that too. I had a horse, as people say in the South, neigh, which is, if they understand what I'm saying. Any more snack cakes for the buddy. Where officers for the Civil War would bet their horses out, and I heard it right in my clear ear. I've had the crazy screaming voice. The woman's been strangled, and which I believe now it was a Bigfoot in the woods. It's a protected federal thing, so there's no hunting. There's ton of deer. There's plenty of food, and all I gotta do is get it and go right back up to the mountains, and nobody will know it.
Yeah, and it's connected to that mountain range over there where we've had all of our activities. So It's possible.
Yep.
You can also remember that you can use high-tech cameras not only for Bigfooting, but also for paranormal.
Mm-hmm.
We have high-tech cameras that we brought with us, infrared, night vision, all that. We have really high-tech, we have really expensive cameras. And
you've got a lot of equipment that I'm excited about too, to be honest, Daryl. Yeah. You've got more equipment than we have. You have a couple drones, don't you?
And then, but you don't need all that to do all this. I mean, look in the spot. If you're in the forest, there's not a whole lot of place to fly a drone.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, put a game camera up, you might lose one to somebody else or to something, But if you have good cameras, we always use our phone cameras. I use my phone camera all the time. It works just as well. But I mean, if we're going to do both a nighttime investigation for Bigfoot, and we decide that we're going to bring in, if Mannimal decides to say, yeah, we're going to do some paranormal research, we have really good cameras that are night vision, that they use, they're television quality. So, so we're ready to go when everybody else is ready to go.
We're going to make it happen. We're talking now with a couple other members about setting something up for December. I talked to John right before we went live, and talked to him for a few minutes, and he's trying to put something together.
Since we got that big evidence with Daryl's area, what's our area up there, I know I want to go. I still want to go to the one area. Where I want to go, where you had the Laughing Hangout. I want to go back up on the hill, up in the mountain. But I really think we need to. I think we need to hit our area here big, because we've got so much that's hit already. I think we need to hit it on December.
He's talking about where you and I and Kelly went, Daryl.
Right.
That's also where we got the image. So
right.
We need to hit it. I
know we're over our time limit. I'm looking at the clock up here in the corner.
It's okay.
If I could just say one thing. Okay, a lot of researchers believe that Bigfoot is an animal. It's a living creature. It's a Gigantopithecus blackie is what I think it is. But I will also tell you that the Bigfoot to the Indians is a very spiritual creature. It can come and go as it pleases. It can pop in and out. It can portal out. So, you know, and I know Wayne and I have talked about this kind of over text messages and stuff. But you guys, there are so many different avenues that we can approach Bigfooting, paranormal, because Bigfoot fits right into the paranormal thing. You know, it leaves one footprint in the middle of a snowfield. Honestly, where's it going to go? If there's no trees around, what's it going to do? Just disappear. And I have a picture like that. But Bigfoot, the Indians believe that Bigfoot is spiritual. They call him Womakamau. He's the man in the flowered house. They call him the boss of the mountain. He protects the mountain. He protects animals. And I just wrote the other day on Facebook, where's the bodies? Where's the evidence? Do they bury their dead? If they do, they die? You know, so there's a lot of unanswered questions for us. And I think with Mannimal Research, I think we can find some of those answers. I think with collectively as a unit, a family unit, Mannimal Research is on the right path to find the answers. And I think bringing in, I think involving the paranormal part of it, I think we are all on the same boat. And Mr. Walls, you and somebody else, it was last week you were talking about your spiritual part that you had up there that scared you guys and what you were doing.
Yeah.
That's spiritual. I mean, you gotta, I don't know you, but if it was me, I would have been in my truck and I'd be gone. I mean, I'm not into the ghosty thing. I don't like ghosts. First of all, I'm scared of them. First of all, and that's a God's honest truth. I'm afraid of Bigfoot, but I'm not afraid. I'm deathly afraid of ghosts because it's something that I can't explain.
Right.
Bigfoot disappears, comes and goes as he pleases. So, you know, we all have to have an open mind and figure out what it is, you know. Just because we have physical hair doesn't mean Bigfoot is a walking gorilla. You know what I mean? Maybe it's leaving the trinkets of it so we will believe. You know, it makes it sound really weird, but it does make, you know, it makes a lot of sense. Yeah. So, okay, I'm done, sir.
No, I'm glad that you said that. I'm really glad that you believe that, because I believe it too. I believe that we have a good group here at Mannimal. We're not out. We don't have anybody that's out that's all about themselves. We don't have anybody that's just trying to get rich and famous. We all believe, we all are like-minded people. We have some good people in this group, and I can't wait for you to get to meet them and everything. And I believe we're going to do good things. And you coming on is definitely another step in the right direction for us.
You are not going to get rich doing Bigfoot research. I have done several TV shows. I've done radio shows. I've been in the newspaper, and I'm still poor. So you're not going to get rich doing Bigfoot stuff.
That's just like with my independent wrestling. I'm not there for the money. I ain't gonna get rich off of it.
I've been doing it too long to realize that I go broke putting gas in my truck to go do it.
Yeah.
And I just did it this weekend. I thought, well, you know, because where I came from, gas prices was $3.09 a gallon. You know, $2 a gallon. I'm thinking, God, I got to put gas in my truck. And then I get to the gas station, it's $1.69. You know, I'm thinking, wow, I can go a long way now. You know, I'm ready to go. You know, so I was really excited when we got out there. You know, I had more than a half a tank of gas, and Wayne says we should go to the second place, and you know, we're looking around, and we wasted a lot of time. But you guys, I'm in when this ends, and I'm trying to hurry, so I'm trying to get this out. You guys can write me. I'm going to give Wayne. Wayne has my address, my email address. Please send me whatever you have. I will help you out as much as you want. Every time I look over at Mr. Walls, he's over there laughing. So
I'm ready to comment.
I'll be more than welcome to help you guys out as much as I can, answering any questions if you have any. Okay. And Jennifer, please feel free to give me a call or write me, and we can talk about the San Luis Obispo area. I'm very familiar down that way. Okay.
Very good. Very good. Walls, you got anything, buddy?
I had a brain fart. Guys, I'm gonna challenge you again, guys. We got, I think, 868 right now for subscribers. If you like the show, you like us, you like my pretty face, I'm the ass grabber. Come on now. You like Daryl. We're straight up. We're honest guys. If you like the show, share it with your friends. Share them. Let them know it. Hey, go subscribe. These guys are true. I want to see us hit 1,000. Not just for me, not for just for that, but from my buddy Wayne there. You know, he started this thing up from scratch, and it's got up to 868. I mean, that's amazing in itself. And you guys are interacting more with us, and dude, I like it. I love interacting with you guys. And if Jennifer, you get out there, you get there, it's just please go. Make sure you have somebody with you. I know you were so much scared of the bears. Hey, we are too. We just got it. It's different in the eastern side and from the west coast. It's just different things. You know, we have our weapons, but we are there for protection only. We're not trying to hurt nothing. We don't want to hurt nothing.
Yep.
Be safe. Guys, today is Monday. Oh yeah. I hope you all have a happy Thanksgiving, guys. Definitely have a good turkey day. But that's about it for me. And y'all, thank you guys again tonight for coming in. It's great.
Again, guys, just reiterate what Walls just said. We have awesome people that tune in, week out. We have a really good time doing this, and thankful for each and every one of you. And I appreciate it. I really do appreciate the great questions, the great comments, and things. And we enjoy doing this. A lot of work does go into it, but it's a labor of love. Guys, we appreciate it. Again, welcome, Mr. Daryl.
Thank you.
So glad, honored to have you. Everybody out there, we're going to end it now. Guys, everybody out there, y'all be safe and be good to each other, most importantly. And end it on this. And I just want to say God is good and prayer works. You guys, y'all be good, and we will catch you later.